Chaudhary from the DAAD Mumbai, who is going to take you through the webinar today. Welcome to the Study and Research in Germany webinar today. And I request you to first listen in to the seminar because most of your questions will get answered as we go through the presentation, and we will take questions at the end of the presentation for sure once again. So welcome, and let us start now. So what are the topics we are going to be looking at today? We're going to be looking at why Germany, the German Academic Exchange Service, and a little bit more about that, the German university system, studying in Germany, doctoral programs in Germany, careers in Germany, and a little bit more information about the same. So what is the DAAD? We are here under the aegis of the DAAD, and let us see today what is the DAAD all about. The DAAD was established in 1925 and has its in India. The head office is in New Delhi, and we have 64 foreign-based branches and information centers all over the world. We have 475 professors stationed at various academic locations all over the world. They teach partly, and they also take care of the DAAD at their location. And we are the largest scholarship awarding organization of our type in the world, and we have awarded more than 70,000, and we rather award more than 70,000 scholarships every year. So that's a large number. Our scholarships range from the bachelor's level till the full professorial levels, and we have got approximately 40 scholarships at various levels. So this is our network, so to say. As you can see, we are there in practically every country of the world, and increasing. In fact, our offices are bifurcated in terms of head offices, information centers, and information points. Of course, this is just a legal differentiation. From a point of view of services, there is no differentiation for the students themselves. So we have centers in New Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai, and Bangalore in India. So you can approach any of these centers and get information about going study and research in Germany. Basically, these are the goals of the DAAD. Of course, the first one being scholarship for foreigners. That means Indians and other foreigners who want to go to Germany for higher studies. Scholarships for Germans, German students who want to go out into the world to study and have internships. That sort of thing is also available to the Germans. Third is internationalization of universities. The keyword today about education is universities, promotion of the German studies and German language. This is, of course, this is at a university level. We, as I said earlier, these professors or Lektoren, as we saw in the first slide, as well as language assistants or Sprachassistenten. These people are stationed at various educational institutes all over the world, and they also act as liaisons between the various German studies and the German language and culture. And we have educational cooperation with developing countries. We have various programs so that the educational level of the institutions in the developing countries can be brought at par with the world all over. So these are the 5 goals that the DAAD has. And of course, we are under the goal of promotion of German studies and German language, which is the 4th goal that we are having this seminar under. So why study in Germany? Of course, each of you here are here today because you think Germany has got potential as a destination of higher education. And this is what we have found out after speaking to so many people who we come in contact with every day. First, of course, is that the excellence in research and instruction that is there at the German universities, and we know that the amount of innovation and research that happens in Germany, and that is why German education is looked at at a very high level and is at a very high standard. There is extremely close link between theory and practice, unlike in most countries in the world where there is a lot more theoretical education that is given to students. German education has got a link between theory and practice. There are two different types of universities as well for this, and we will see that as we go through the presentation. There is a strong international focus. All the international degree programs, the next point, which are taught in English medium also, are all internationally recognized programs, and there is a lot of exchange of ideas with international educational institutions as well. No or very low tuition fee. As you are well aware of the fact, 95% of the in the universities in Germany do not charge a tuition fee. We will also look at that more in detail as we go through the presentation. And excellent career opportunities. The university tradition in Germany is based on Wilhelm von Humboldt's vision of education, which is unity and freedom of research and instruction. There is a rich diversity of institutions in Germany, extremely high academic level, nearly 400 universities in Germany. Germany is as large or as small as Maharashtra, the way you want to see that. And there are nearly 250,000 faculty and researchers at German universities. So there is a lot of potential of exchange of ideas. The type of institutions of higher education that are there in Germany, we already know about universities and technical universities. India also have these universities we are well aware of. Technical universities, for example, the IITs, the NITs, these are the technical universities, and the state level technical universities as well are there. The new thing is that these are universities of applied science that are there in Germany, which are not available in India and across in most of the countries of the world. They are also called Fachhochschule in Germany. For those who have gone through the web search engine, the DAAD web search engine, you must have seen some universities named Fachhochschule or Hochschule. These are the universities of applied sciences, and then there are various colleges of music, art, and film. So let us look at and universities of about these. The universities and technical universities. The focus of education in these type of universities is methodological or theoretical knowledge. There are 4 semesters in these universities. The final thesis, the master's final thesis, is research based. There is a wide range of subjects, and the degrees that are available at the universities and technical universities are bachelor's, master's, doctoral, postdoctoral, as well as the traditional German degrees. And there are about 105 universities and technical universities in Germany. In contrast, the universities of applied sciences, these are highly practical oriented with close connection to the professional world or corporate orientation, so to say. These universities give a master's of 3 semesters. Some of the universities might have a research oriented 4th semester. Typical subjects are engineering, business administration, social sciences, and design. And the degrees here, please take note, are only bachelor's and master's and the traditional German diploma. Here, for example, at the University of Applied Sciences, you cannot do a consecutive PhD or a postdoctorate. It means you have to spend time in working and doing up a little bit of research on your own before you can apply at the university or technical universities to do your PhD. So people who are looking at a research background, who are looking at doing research in Germany, who are looking at doing PhD and post-PhD in Germany, should choose universities or technical universities, and whereas people who are looking at more connection with the professional world should choose universities of applied sciences. 2 million. In fact, if you see USA, it comes first with approximately 6,60,000 students, and Germany stands fourth. In fact, now it has increased and it is at the 3rd level with more than 256 students. And if you can see, it is 11% of foreigners, which is way ahead of the percentage figures of the USA, because USA is a very large country. As compared to that, the number of students the number of total students in Germany is much lesser, out of which 11% are foreigners. So there is a lot of international exposure available in Germany. As you can see, the Indian students in Germany, since 2009, we have had a increase of 114%. Last year, 7,532 students went to Germany for their higher education, and it is constantly increasing, as we can see even from the participation in our seminars and in our webinars, that the people are getting more and more interested of Germany as a destination of higher education. So let us look at a little bit more about the international programs. I did say in the beginning that the international degree programs were internationally recognized and that the teaching was in English. So the international degree programs there are about 1,500 international degree programs throughout Germany. They are the bachelor's, the master's, and the structured doctoral programs. These are all, once again, I repeat, internationally recognized degrees. The language of instruction is generally English. There are some English-German programs as well, means part a little bit of the you can say 70-30, 80% in English and 20% in German, and the final thesis is then written in English. And there is intensive academic advising for international students. These are the two web links that are given over here: study-in Germany for student life in Germany, and DAAD.de/international programs for the IDPs or international programs which are available in English. The course content, the eligibility criteria, the cost structure, everything is mentioned on this particular web search engine. So we encourage you to go to the web search engine and look up the various courses that are offered by the German universities in your area of interest. Of course, we have been speaking about the English language and the English language being used to teach in these courses. Generally, the IELTS and TOEFL is mandatory for these courses. But if your course is completely taught in English, then a German language skill might not be required. Although some universities ask for basic skills in terms of 200 hours of language, which is then covered by A1 and A2 at the Maximilla Bhavan or the Goethe Institute as it is called. So you can do these two courses and get the initial level of German. And then once you are in the environment, once you are in Germany, of course, you will be able to learn German much faster. Some of the courses, which I said the 30-70-30 or the 80-20 courses do require a B1 level as well. Please be aware, of course, that if you're looking at a good internship or a choice of internships, and later on if you are looking at a career in Germany, then a good level of communicative skill in the German language would be recommended. The other two are test DAAD for DSH would be that would be required. So to study in Germany, what is the schedule? This is the schedule that we are speaking for about the winter semester. There are 2 semesters in the German universities. The major intake is the winter semester, where most of the courses are available in winter, starting September, October. Deadlines would start from February onwards. The other smaller intake is the summer intake, courses starting March, April, and the deadlines would start from October. So this is the winter schedule that we are speaking of. In November, December, you are at the right time, so to say, right now. Start gathering information. January, obtain application of admission. Generally, lots of universities today have got online portals for application submission. And in March, you update your passport if required and submit application of admission. In June, you apply for an entry visa once you get your letter of admission and find accommodation. September, your semester begins. You take out your health insurance policy in Germany. And in November, you extend your visa. It is compulsory for Indian students to extend their visa because initially you will get only 3 months of visa. We will look at it in detail when we come to the visa slide. Application. What are the mandatory documents for application? Of course, first and foremost are your school and college mark sheets and transcripts. Individualized letter of motivation. This is your first, so to say, introduction about yourself to the university and the selection panel. Your letter of motivation should contain what is motivated you to take up the course. Please don't get into my great grandfather wanted me to do the course, or as a 5-year-old I opened a car and from there on my interest started. So don't get into these things, but what is motivating you to apply for the university? Why Germany at all, and what is it that you are bringing to the table as a student would comprise of your letter of motivation, which should not be more than 1 to 1.5 page. Two letters of recommendation. The recommendation formats, for example, are available on our website under the scholarship details. That's a scholarship that would that I mean, I'm sorry, that is the recommendation letter, the information that should be in a recommendation letter, so that even if you're taking a recommendation letter from your professors, that information should be available. Please take recommendation letters from people who have interacted with you and not just for the designation. So for example, if the HOD has not interacted with you, you should not take the recommendation letter. If the HOD has interacted with you, then you might as well do it. You would require two recommendation letters, one from your professor if you are working, then one from your workplace if possible, and second can be another from your professor as well if you have done your internship and somebody is ready to give a recommendation letter from where you have done your internship, then you can take a recommendation there as well. As I earlier on said, also TOEFL and IELTS scores are generally necessary for universities. They are mandatory for the visa. If the university is waiving off the TOEFL or IELTS scores, then you need to provide a certificate of waiver at the time of visa. GRE GMAT scores, again, if applicable, GRE GMAT scores are not university specific but course specific. Two courses, for example, in the same university, one might require a GRE, one might not require a GRE. Both the courses in the same university might require a GRE. The specifications are available online. Please use these. What the university website does, what the DAAD website does is bring everything under one roof. Otherwise, you will not know what are the courses offered by the universities. But nitty-gritties and detailed information about the courses is available on the university websites. German language proficiency scores, if applicable. As I said earlier, some universities at the initial level might ask for 100 or 200 hours of German. Some might ask for a B1, so you have to provide the German language proficiency, and certificates of co-curricular activities. So whatever, if you have taken part in tech fests, if you have taken part in seminars, read papers, developed some machines or something on your own, all that would go as certificates of co-curricular activities, which also make a part of the application. Application can be done in two ways to the universities in Germany. One is a direct application to the university, and one is through a facilitation center called the Uni Assist. And of course, the Uni Assist enables students to apply through several universities at a time, provided they are members of the Uni Assist. The specification, whether you have to apply directly to the university or through Uni Assist, is available on the DAAD websites. There is a cost involved in Uni Assist applications. I think the first application costs 68 euros, and the subsequent application costs 15 euros per application. Visa, you will of course need your passport for the visa. You will require notification of admission from German universities, not in some cases, but in all cases. In fact, here you will need the admission letter from the German university if you want to apply for a visa. You will need the notification from the German university if you want to apply for a visa. Proof of funding for the first year in sum of 40 euros. This is a student account opened in your name in Germany before you take the visa. These such type of blocked account or Sperrkonto as it is called can be opened, for example, through the Deutsche Bank. You can either open it directly through their websites, or you can go to their branch and they have some special packages for students. You can go and see that and see what suits you the best. You need the visa application and a demand draft for visa fees, as well as 2 biometric passport photographs. So this is all what you require for the visa. Please check under which consulate or embassy you fall to apply for a visa. You can't randomly apply at any consulate or embassy. You have to fall under their locational jurisdiction. So please get in touch with the you can check the website, for example, of the consulates and embassy, and then you will be able to see where you need to apply from which town or city or state, rather I would say. It is state specific. All right, so let us look at a little bit at the living expenses in Germany. As we saw earlier, 8040 euros minimum required as a proof of funding. So basically you need to put in 670 euros per month into 12 gives you 8040. That is the minimum requirement, but this is generally what you would require as a staple for your living expenses in Germany. If you look at this, we have taken everything into account, and as you can see, the biggest chunk goes in rent and utilities and transport. And food and beverages. Also, we will speak a little insurance. Doctor TV is going to be bang in the middle of Europe with a Schengen visa, so we expect that you would travel as well. And sports, of course, plays a very important part. There are lots of sports clubs in Germany available for all sorts of sports. So I'm sure you should take advantage of all these things. You're going to be there for 2 years or more if you're looking at a master's or a doctorate. So basically, Euro 739 is what you would be looking at. Of course, it depends again on your lifestyle also, and if you're going to be staying at a larger city or a smaller town, it would cost a little less in a smaller town, possibly a little bit more in a city like Hamburg or Munich or Köln for that matter. So tuition fees, we saw in the earlier slide that there were no or very low tuition fees. The general tuition fees range between 0 to 500 per semester. 95% of the courses do not have a tuition fee. Although there is a semester contribution that is there for every course, ranging up to 250 to 300 euros per semester. This includes administrative costs, student union contribution for student dining, sports, cultural events, and a semester ticket. So as I said earlier, in the earlier slide, there is a subsidized semester ticket that is available through the semester contribution, which allows you surface transport generally, depending from the city to city or state to state. So you have subsidized transport available. There are, of course, some niche courses and courses at some private institutions which have substantial fees. There are institutions which have substantial fees, as I mentioned earlier, and as a student, you are allowed to do a part-time job to supplement your parental allowance or financial aid or scholarships. As a student from a non-EU country, you are allowed to work for 120 full days or 240 half days without a work permit. University tutors or research assistants may work longer. But of course, you have to inform the Aliens Registration Office about such work contracts. There are two ways of doing a doctorate in Germany. One is the individual doctorate programs and the other is the structured programs. In an individual doctoral programs, you are supervised by a university professor. Here, of course, there is a lot of work that is to be done by the student himself or herself. As an individual doctor candidate, you need to first identify your research area, then find a professor who is willing to guide you, and then of course you can then get admitted or acceptance from that professor as a guide. You have to find out in advance which professor would be best suited to supervise your research. There are many websites that are available. For example, we have the Research Explorer, the PhD Germany, the Research-in-Germany, for this reason, where you will be able to uh, find out what are the positions open in your field and what sort of research is going on. The individual doctoral candidates work independently. This requires good organizational skills and a very high degree of discipline. But this provides candidates the freedom to explore their research interests in more depth. The list site, you click on PhD and click on whatever area of interest that you have, and the courses will be listed on the DAAD website. In a structured doctoral program, of course, a candidate is integrated into a fixed structure program similar to other degree programs. Generally, this program can be completed in 3 years, and the candidates participate in the research of a training group, graduate school, or an international doctoral program. So there are various research schools or graduate schools that are there. You can check them out on the web and look up the courses that interests you. The research landscape, it is important for us to go through the research landscape, because in Germany it is not only the universities that are into a lot of research, that is the universities and the universities of applied sciences, but there are also non-university based research institutions that are into high quality research, and of course there is a lot of industrial research also available or done in Germany. This is the research overview. We have bifurcated the research institutes, the university, and the industry in fundamental research and applied research for your benefit. And I would just quickly go through the names so that you at least know the names of the research institutes, the various research institute. Most of the people looking for a PhD would know about the Max Planck Society. Then there is the Leibniz Society, the Helmholtz Association, the Fraunhofer Gesellschaft. These are just some of the research institutes that we are speaking about. And there are also various research labs under these research institutes. So for specific subject areas, and you can look those up as well under the specific websites of these research institutes. Industrial research happening in Germany. About 70% of the research investments in Germany come from the industry. So there's a lot of scope in industrial research, unlike in India. Industries strong in research are automobile industry, electrical engineering, chemical industry, and mechanical engineering. And 2 out of 3 companies invest in research and development. Job opportunities. You are allowed to stay back after you complete your course in Germany on your student visa to look for suitable employment. You will be able to get a work permit upon finding an appropriate employment. Job options exist not only in India and Germany, but the world over. As I said, the courses are internationally recognized courses. So you are allowed to work anywhere in the world. And then it is also possible to receive a permanent residence permit as early as 2 years, provided you fulfill the work and social security guidelines. Scholarships, as you are aware, we spoke earlier about what that DAAD is the largest funding organization of its kind. But apart from the DAAD, there are also various other institutions and organizations which give scholarships. So you can look at those as well. Those are politically affiliated foundations, business affiliated foundations, German federal states themselves, universities, for example, social institutions and churches, research institutions, and other student organizations. A comprehensive list of non-DAAD scholarships is available under www.funding-guide.de. The presentation and information from my side. These are the links that you can look at, of course. We also have brochures, e-brochures that are available on the site under downloads. There is one for masters, there is one for bachelors, and there is one for PhD. So you can download those. These links are available in those e-brochures as well. Our contacts are also available on the web under www.daaddelhi.org. We have as I said, offices in Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, and Pune, and one in New Delhi. You can approach any of the offices with your questions. And now I would like to take your questions. So just let me go through and see. I'll first try to take voice questions. You can ask your questions. And if that's not possible, then I will see what questions I have on my question board, and then we will take the questions. Just give me a second.